Hello and welcome to another Talking To episode. I'm your host Teddy, and today I'm being joined once again by
Hayden.
And today we're going to talk about the TMNT 2003 Season 2 Episode 3, Trouble in the Big House. So, what do you think about this episode briefly?
Briefly, I thought this was a really cool episode because we get to see a whole new side of this crazy world that we're exploring, and just seeing this whole new world is pretty cool. So I can't briefly put it into words. All I can say is a real action-packed episode.
Yeah, let's say that going into the episode, just like with the last two episodes, I did have my doubts going into this one, and sort of just been like, I can't believe watching this one again, and it would be quite boring. I did change my mind a little bit, and I did enjoy this one a lot more than what I was expecting to. There was a fun few bits in this one, but I felt like with some of the fights in this one, it was a little bit of a letdown compared to the last two episodes, but overall I thought it was pretty decent. So with this one, let's talk about the future toy scenes first, because there's not really too much to really talk about there. Okay, so with the first bit, we do get to see the future toy is in with the room with the the prime leader, Zamramon, and you can see someone like, no, the teleport is going to be for peace and all that, and then just tries to kill him. What do you think about that scene there?
Oh well, okay then, jumping the gun on this one. To be honest, with the Fugitoid scenes, especially meeting Triceraton Prime, was really cool, very interesting to see how their civilization works in this hierarchy of Triceratons, and Triceraton Prime being their leader, of course. I thought it was pretty cool seeing how the Triceratons were trying to diplomatically try and recruit Professor Honeycutt to their side and offer them immunity and protection and to become a full Triceraton citizen. I thought that's pretty cool, but of course Triceraton Prime kind of lost his cool, thinking like, okay, if you won't join us, then you're against us sort of type approach. Like, I will destroy you and crush you into thousands of pieces, that sort of approach, which I found very funny. But then, of course, he kept his cool at the end of it.
Yeah, I mean, I thought that with this bit here, it was pretty good for the most part. Like, it's just like one of those kind of things that just was there, this happened kind of thing, and I don't have too much to really say about it. Zamramon, he's definitely an interesting character when you look at him and what he does, how he speaks and all that, and I like how he just presents himself. He's sort of like, Professor Honeycutt, I don't want to destroy you, or I don't want to use weapon for war, I want to use it for peace. And then immediately just goes around, I'm going to crush you and all that, and then just goes back to be like, Professor Honeycutt. It's just like a vibe, and I think it just works so well. But yeah, I just liked it. It was just really amazing and amusing to see just like the different sides from how quickly he can like change. And I thought it was just very drastic and really great. So yeah, and yeah, but overall, this bit I don't have to read too much to really say about it. It's just like one of those kind of scenes was just there that happened. And then for the next scene, for the final one, we do get to see, no, I think there's like another, there is another final scene, but it's not really important. But the next one, we do get to see Fugitoid. He's contemplating about building a teleporter, so it's like, but if I build a teleporter, I'll be able to go home. But if I don't, a million lives will be out of danger. What do you think about that scene there?
To be honest, I kind of like how Professor Honeycutt is like in two minds about the situation. He's like contemplating whether to build the weapon to save his friends, or to build the weapon for peace and then risk destroying the entire universe and risking himself being destroyed by the Triceratons. And he just has a full-on hissy fit. He doesn't know what to do and just starts destroying his lab. To be honest, probably not the best idea, destroying the lab that could potentially save your life from being crushed. But yeah, no, I had to agree with him. He was in two minds on how to solve this equation of the fates, like he was very torn between the two.
Yeah, to say that, like, I understand what Future is trying to say and do, and I think that, like, no matter what he does, it's a win-lose kind of situation. But the thing that, like, really got me was the fact that he was saying it out loud, despite there being two guards in the room. It's like, oh, yes, this is really bad, but I can destroy it and I'm about to do it. But, like, there's two people in the room with guns, and he doesn't think, like, not do it, like, stop it or anything like that, and it's really weird. I think this might be the best way to describe it. Because you can sympathise with Future and understand what he's trying to like do and say all that, but there was guards in the room. He could have gone around it a lot better. So yeah. Okay, so with the Triceratops stuff, oh boy, this is I think where we do get a little bit more into it. So first of all, I want to start off. What was you expecting it to be like Triceratops Homeworld? Was you expecting it to be like that big and just that, or was you expecting it to be something like a lot different, like I don't know, like maybe like a normal Earth or something like that, along those kind of lines?
With the capital of Triceratops, I was not expecting it at all. I thought it was going to be huge. Key, very dense, not very much vegetation, but then of cone, like glass dome on top was totally unexpected. To be honest, I thought it was pretty cool seeing all the different ships, stock all, and how they managed to show the depths and the scale of this space station or this habitation ship or whatever you guys call it. I thought it was really cool and how they managed to get all the scaling and the sizing and to show how big the Triceratons are with their technology and their power.
Yeah, let's say that with this, I thought it was pretty good for the most part. I think the thing that like really surprised me, and this is something which I only realised today, was the fact that in the like homeworld thing, you can see like buildings, and that's something which I didn't really. I mean, I think I did like see it before, but I think it's only just now today, which is just like, oh, this is like a natural proper homeworld and all that. Because the only thing like we ever get to see is the prison and also the game area bit. Other than that, we don't really get to see too much of the Triceratops homeworld. So, like, seeing the buildings there today, it's like, oh, so I was quite surprised by that. So yeah, okay, so with the beginning bit, we do get to see the Triceratops. We go down into the like basement area where the turtles were, and we do get to see the turtles have survived through slowing down their breathing. Okay, I feel like we've got a few things to rant about with this bit here, so I'll let you start.
Well, for one, I'm surprised that they survived as long as they did, with little to no oxygen. But of course, they're Ninja Turtles at the end of the day. They've got plot armor and somehow can survive in the harsh, cold, oxygenless space. But no, I thought it was pretty cool because they were using their ninja training from their master, and they managed to slow down their bodies enough and their metabolism enough to conserve their oxygen, which I thought was pretty cool. The only downside I have to this is that why didn't they freeze? I know space is like very cold and everything freezes, but why? There are so many things that I like. My brain doesn't understand about it. Like one, about how they survived for so long without air, how they managed to didn't freeze to death in the coldness of space. How was no one alerted to like 4 lifeless turtles floating around in the hangar? Like there was so many questions with this, and so many reasons that it could have been different and why. It's hard to explain into words because, one, don't get me wrong, it was pretty cool to see the turtles survive using their ninja training, but two, when they realize that they can't breathe the air as the Triceratops can, it was just like, it was kind of pointless, you know? Like, surely you would die because the air that you're currently breathing isn't oxygen, it's triceraton oxygen or triceraton air. Surely that would kick in and cause the turtles to collapse sooner, wouldn't you think? Or am I going way too overboard with this?
Oh no, you're not. I've got a few things to talk about. So, like, I understand. No, you know, I don't understand any of this. It's a lot of bullshit and all that. Like, I understand like some stuff in the world with meditation and breathing. You can do that kind of stuff, but they were traveling through space for a long period of time that I don't think they would have enough time to be able to like slow down the breathing enough to be able to do that kind of stuff and have nothing happen. And just like some of the things you're saying, like because when they come into the atmosphere, they should have started checking out then, froze it. A lot of stuff which I am very annoyed about. And then like even after like Triceratons found them, it was still like quite a while before. I want to say a little while before they got the breathers. So they should have died more or less immediately. Let's move on because we are gonna get way too into this. But yeah, so with the next bit, we do get to see turtles. They have like different colours or like handcuffs and all that. They got like a tattoo that like electrocutes them, and also handcuffs, which like what do you think about that? Or did you not or is it something we don't have like too much to really say about?
When the turtles get incarcerated into the Triceraton prison, I thought that was pretty cool because we get to see how the Triceratons imprison different species, and I thought it was pretty cool them using this technology to like pattern them and a way of controlling the turtles as if they were livestock, for instance. Like they were branded, they were controlled, they were handcuffed, and it was like a automated system of conveyor of new fresh meat for the grinder, if you get what I mean, like fresh meat for the games as they so called it. And I thought that was really cool to see, and how they treat their prisoners and inmates in such an inhumane way compared to what other civilizations might do.
Yeah, to see that with the like technology shown, I thought it was like really great to see like what like other people or other beings and stuff like that would do on like their home world and stuff like that. And I do think it's pretty cool to see because like with the handcuffs thing, I didn't really think too much of that. I thought it was just like very like to earth. Like I think that might be the best way to describe it. But with the whole tattoo thing, electricity shocks and all that, I thought that's pretty great. And I wish they did like lean into that a little bit more because like a lot of stuff which they had on the like prison, it didn't really feel like it was alien enough. It felt like it was more or less like very Earth prison like. I mean, just like even with like the oxygenator things, I thought they could have done like so many cool things with that instead of just like a little tube going into a little box and like loads of other stuff. Just like how the prison looked and all that. It didn't really feel like an alien prison, and it's annoying because I feel like because it does look cool. Turtles having the blue handcuffs on, but it just felt a bit too Earth-like. But the tattoo electricity thing was kind of cool. I'll say that at least. So yeah. So after that, we do get to see turtles who do go to get some food. But before they do that, we do get to see like loads of different aliens. Do you have anything to say about the different alien types in this episode?
To be honest, it was pretty cool to see the different alien types and how they look, and to see how big this universe is with all these different types of aliens being incarcerated. Like we had some insectoid type creatures, some humanoid type creatures as well, even some humans as well, what look to be humans as well. And I've got a theory behind why there's a human in there. Maybe he was like a Federation officer that was captured by the Triceratons, perhaps. Could be, potentially. But it was really cool to see all these different prisoners on the Triceraton world and how they have been captured and forced to fight and forced to survive in this world for the pleasure of the Triceratons.
I'll just say that like with the aliens, I really enjoy how they were all like so different from one another, and I wish that this was something which they did like do a lot more in like the first episode and like the second episode of the season, where we decided to get see like loads of different alien types. And I feel like this was like a really great example of them just having like a lot of fun with what they could show and do. Whereas like last episodes they were like playing very safe and trying to be like more Earth. But this one, it was so cool to see like so many different aliens, and they've got the big red one and all the other weird and wonderful wacky ones. It was like really cool, and it really did feel like this universe was actually alive, and there was a lot more than just the Turtles, Triceratons, Federation, all that kind of stuff. It was really great. So we do get to see the little like grey alien thing. He does have a name. He does tell Turtles, oh yeah, that's his food bud over there, that's his and all that. Yeah, what do you think about that scene there?
To be honest, I wasn't a fan of that scene because it was very short. Like, we only get to see that character for like a split second where he's trying to help out the Turtles and just to be friendly with them, trying to get on their good side and trying to help them out. But it was a shame that we only got to see a fraction of that, and I think that was a really bad shame, because if the Turtles were in the prison a lot longer than they were, like a few days or maybe a few weeks, building up friendships with the inmates and talk about prison escaping with all of them getting resources and helping them out instead of the Turtles going solo with it, I thought that would have been a great storytelling point there. But sadly we didn't get to see that. But with the character that helped out Turtles in the first run, it was really short and not much to go off on. The only interesting part is that the fact that he said that, oh, that's the floor waxing machine, and then of course that's the desert machine over there, and then of course he then notifies Raphael saying, oh, your friend, it's going to get even worse in here because your friend's thrown up in the salad bar. Which is really funny. And that's the only thing I could take from that scene.
I mean, with the food bit, like, what prison basically has like a buffet table? Like, it was very comfy. Having desserts, food, and salad. Like, it doesn't really seem much of a prison, really, but at least it was their food. With the alien, I hate him. The reason for that is because in one of the Toll games, which I played a lot as a kid, the game was like really tough. Basically, if he was going up against one of the opponents in the game that wasn't played, or that was done by the machine, or done by the game, the characters were really difficult. And I remember him and his annoying laugh, and I hate the character so much. But here, I can forgive him a little bit, but not too much, but I hate him a lot. But yeah, I think with this stuff with the Mikey scenes, it was pretty funny. I wish I did like delve into this a little bit more, like showing off like Toes like doing stuff from like different like mistaking stuff and all that. So yeah. Okay, so then next scene we do get to see them come up with a plan of trying to break out. Also, how did Raph fit a cup in his mouth and like not gag or anything along those kind of lines? How? That is just I couldn't.
That was pretty impressive on how Raphael managed to get a cup in his mouth. Although I'm not too sure if it was worth much, but he did it anyways. And of course, poor old Mikey was left out of the loop, thinking, "Oh, I was supposed to grab something." It's like, yeah, you're trying to escape, Mikey. You should grab something, like even just a spork, anything. Just grab something.
You had to say with the stuff with Raph's mouth and everything. This episode had a lot of good mouth action in this episode, and I never thought I'd be saying that about the Turtles, but. Yeah, what Raph did was impressive. Shame I didn't do anything with it. The plan, it was good, but at the same time, it's very surprising that one, the Turtles know how to break out of prison. Two, they're assuming way too much that it's like an Earth prison. And with the Mikey stuff, I liked it. It was just very funny. Just, oh yeah, I forgot. It reminded me. I don't know if you've seen the scene from the Batman the animated series where like get see all the villains around the table talking about how they killed Bat or like try to fight Batman, and got Clear Croc goes, I hit him, I threw a rock at him. It was a really big rock. It reminded me a lot of that scene where it was just everything about it, the vibe, the action, everything about it. Yeah, okay. So the next scene, oh boy, oh god, we do get to see Raph. He has a prison fight with a big red alien guy. What do you think about that scene there?
To be honest, I thought that was going to be an awesome little scene there. Thinking, oh, the prisoners are going to start fighting each other, there's going to be a prison riot, and then of course the Turtles are going to sneak out during the prison riot. But sadly that wasn't the case. But we still got a pretty good scene in which the prisoners started to like chant Raphael's new name, Green Guy, constantly, which was pretty cool after defeating the what's his name? The pink guy? The pink alien? His name? I've forgotten.
And then we look it up. It's something stupid. Okay. So, Rhinoc. That was it.
Rhinoc.
Weird name.
That's the one. Rhinoc. Yeah. So after like defeating Rhinoc and all of that, everyone chants that Green Guy and the Turtles and all that. But I thought that was pretty cool because it was like a proper prison riot. Like you see in like some TV shows, you got the old typical prison riots and it cause chaos and the fights and all that come with it. I thought that was pretty cool, but it was a shame it was so brief and didn't lead to anything else, which was a shame. But it just showed that the Triceratons were interested in them, the fact that they were good fighters, and that's what caused them to get more attention than necessary. Because I thought Leo said that everyone is like, keep your head down low, and Raphael did not listen to one bit of it and decided to start fighting the biggest guy in the prison.
Well, it is a rough kind of thing to do. I think we can all admit that. And I was really looking for. I remember briefly watching this episode like years ago, and like I said, because I don't really enjoy the story arc, I couldn't remember too much of this fight scene. So going into this one again today, I was looking forward to it because I was thinking, oh, okay, so it's going to be like a because I was looking at it like when the fight scene took place, it's about like halfway through the episode, and I'm thinking, oh, okay, so I'm going to get like a 5-minute fight scene, 10 minutes. I'm thinking, oh, okay, so I'm going to get like a lot of interesting bits. But it was done within like 2 minutes. I'm thinking, oh, that's a bit crap. And it was really disappointing because it's a rat kind of thing to do if he's in prison. And I was really expecting like something like really big and amazing, but there wasn't really all too much. It was more just, Raph put some food in his face and oh no, he's out and all that. But I did enjoy the bit where like he like jumps onto the table, he hits him in the face with like Rannoch in the face with the table. I thought that was really great, and like really like going into leaning into the elements of like wrestling, prison fights. I thought that was amazing. Why couldn't they give us a lot more of that? If anything, I'd like to see like a whole show just like Turtles just like basically doing like the TV show Prison Break, but just Turtles. I think that could really work, but.
Yes, I would watch that. Prison Break with Turtles. Prison Break was such a good show.
Oh, yeah. Oh, no. The only thing problem with that is that like that's like too good of an idea, which I really want it now, but we will never get it. We should probably move on because we'll never get it.
We can always hope. We can always hope.
There is never hope with Paramount. Okay, but with the next scene, we do get to see Leo and Don force feed floor wax into Mikey to make him sick. I mean, with that, that was very dangerous. They don't know what's in the floor wax. Mikey could have died. Do you have anything to say about that scene, or should we just move on to the bit where he's thrown up on the prison guard? Or
yeah. To be honest, with them forcing the floor wax into Mikey, even though Donnie somehow figured out that that it can be turned into a smoke bomb, and then of course him forcing Mikey to ingest it. Like, surely that is not good. Like, the chemicals in that would not go down well, I tell you that much. But of course then of course Mikey throws up all over the guard, which we now know it's not the best thing to eat. So to the fellow audiences, please do not eat floor wax.
Yeah.
Please don't.
Well, the next thing we did get to see Mikey just throw up on the Triceratops guard, and somehow steals one of the key cards in his mouth. How? Why do the turtles have such good mouth action?
Oh my god, those. Oh god. No,
they're really good with the head.
Never say that again. Oh god. Jesus Christ. Oh. Trying to keep it PG here.
But yeah, please continue.
Oh jeez. Well, with Mikey thrown up on the Triceratops guard, he just covers him in puke and sick. Pretty disgusting, in my opinion. But of course, I am still surprised and shocked that he managed to get the key card in his mouth, for that matter, even though Mikey was being raised above the Triceratops' head at the time, and of course the key card was on the Triceratops' belt. So I have no idea how he managed to get that at all, to be honest. So very, very sneaky and slick of Mikey to do so. And I'm very surprised that Leo and Donnie didn't plan on who was getting the key card in the first place, so they could have avoided that gross situation of Mikey having to ingest the key card. That it could have been avoided.
Yeah, it would seem like something you would like talk about before, like you just try to like kill your brother with that. It just seemed like weird that they didn't plan it, especially with like Leo. I can understand like any other turtle not really thinking about it, to be just going straight into it, but Leo, of all characters, you would expect him to at least have some sort of plan, but no. See, I'm a little. Yeah, but oh god, Mikey in his mouth. Okay. Let's just move on, because I know if I'm going to keep repeating that same comment, and we probably shouldn't be hearing me saying that. Yeah, so we do get to see with turtles, they come across cleaning products for toilets and floors to use as weapons. Do you have anything to say about that?
Not really, no. Of course, I'm very shocked that Donnie was able to try and attempt to dissect the Triceraton language and thinking he could get into solitary, but clearly Donnie still needs a lot of work on his Triceraton.
You have to say that with the Triceraton reading part, it was really weird. It's like, yes, it's like going on. I was like, oh yes, yeah, I know my Triceratonesian. Like, it hasn't been there even today, and he hasn't read that language not one bit, because on the Federation bit, that was, I believe that was a different language to the Triceratons. So, it's, never mind. But yeah, with the weapons, I thought it was like quite cool to see him go above and beyond like I was using normal weapons, and it is really great to see him use different kind of things and how similar they are to the normal weapons. With the Mikey's brush thing, that's a really weird brush which I haven't seen before, but kind of cool. But Raph and his spoons, we'll begin that in just a second. So we do get to see the toes. They do escape prison by breaking out through the sewers and then going into the courtyard before they are caught, and they have to fight Triceratons with their weapons, and Raph uses spoons to fight them. Okay, yeah, what do you think about this? What do you think about that scene there?
Well, the fight scene with Raphael using the spoons to try and take down a Triceraton was pretty funny, to say the least, because he managed to knock a Triceratops loose with his spoons. I don't know what these spoons are made out of, but they must be pretty strong to like do some damage on a Triceratops, I guess.
I want to like it because for like most part of the scene, I feel like it's a pretty like good fight scene where you get Seal Tails like using like different weapons to fight the Triceratons in like pretty cool and fascinating ways, and because you get Seal like jumping on the wall, the plunges and fighting them. Donnie was just he felt normal. Mikey felt normal. It was a really great scene to see them using different weapons, but Raph and his spoons, it was annoying because you can't really fight with spoons, and I do think that the part where he did like tap the Triceratops' arm with his spoons and he just had to let go, I think that's a bit that like really pissed me off because it doesn't make sense. How?
I really don't know. I tend not to question it.
Oh yeah. But the final scene, which probably is also another very stupid scene, where Tails like, oh no, the Triceratops, they got guns. Oh no, we can't win. Well, we're gonna go down, take them down with us. And then just run straight into the fire. Probably one of the most stupidest things they've ever done. And I think that's like across every version of Turtles. Running straight into a fire and to try and take them down. What do you think about that?
That was pretty stupid. I gotta say, like, they went full on, screw it, kamikaze, let's go, we're gonna die trying sort of situation. I don't know why you would do that. You were so close to escaping, I guess, and then you decided to go out guns blazing. Really? Is that the best tactical decision that you made, Leo? Really? You almost got shot. Luckily enough, they had stun, but you could have been fried. You could have had holes going through you. You could have had a laser gun to the face, you know? But luckily enough, they liked you enough to throw you in the games. So I guess you got that going for you, I guess.
Yeah, oh god, it was stupid. I don't know what to really say because it's annoyed me ever since I watched the episode way back in the early days of my life and all that. But it just keeps getting, every time I watch it, it gets worse and worse and worse. I can't even with the scene. So yeah, so we do get see Turtles, they get teleported to the games, and we do get to see them enter the big arena to fight the Spasmosaur, and yes, that's its name.
The what, Masaur? I'm sorry, could you say that one more time for me?
Spasmosaur.
The Spasmosaur.
Yeah.
Okay. That is certainly a very weird name to give such a creature, but alright, we're rolling with it, I guess. So, yeah, no, it was very weird seeing the Spasmosaur, as you put it, in the arena with the turtles. I thought it was pretty cool because they're like fighting this alien to survive, and it kind of reminded me of, I don't know, maybe like not Hunger Games as such in the arena, maybe like John Carter. Have you ever seen John Carter?
No, I've not.
Okay, then it may not be as understanding. Basically, there's a movie called John Carter, and basically this person called John Carter gets transported to Mars, and he magically ends up on Mars, doesn't remember a thing, but he becomes this warrior. And of course, he's on an alien planet on Mars with aliens, and of course the aliens throw him in a pit for their own pleasure to fight against these beasts. So it kind of reminded me of that situation.
Yeah, I mean, like, knowing what the alien, how they defeat the alien, it's, it feels like they're setting up something bigger than what it is. Be prepared to be disappointed in the next episode with the fight between the Turtles and the Spasmosaur. It is Well, like a disappointing fight, but entertaining, but just yeah. The thing it reminded me, like two things remind me a lot of. So one is most recently seen in like the Venom trailer. One, the big Venom thing is coming down onto the airplane, and Venom's on it. I don't know if you've seen the trailer yet, but also another thing which reminded me a lot of is in Guardians of the Galaxy 2. You know the big squid monsters that want to eat the batteries at the beginning of the movie. It reminded me a lot of that. I don't know if it reminds you of that.
Oh yeah, no, those aliens did remind me of that alien in the arena with the turtles. So yeah, no, I can see where you can make the comparison from.
Yeah, I think it's like one of those kind of like I think it's just like one of those kind of like very generic kind of alien designs that you would see to be like a big alien monster kind of thing. I think it's just like one of those very basic kind of looks. Yeah. So, what do you think about this episode overall?
Overall, I thought this was a pretty cool episode. Just seeing how the Triceratons and their home world, exploring about the Triceratons and how they do things. However, the only downside to this episode is that there wasn't enough. Like, they showed you some bits of how Triceraton life actually is and how they function, but with the prison scenes as well, they could have done so much more with it. They could have made it into like a full-on prison breakout, riots everywhere, but unfortunately we didn't get to see that. But overall, I rate this out of like an 8 out of 10 sort of episode. Like, don't get me wrong, it was absolutely amazing to see all these different cultures and civilizations, but they could have done so much more with it, if you get what I mean. Unless I'm going to be seeing that in the next episode, I do not know, but this is my first assumptions of this episode, and I thought it was a alright episode in which we had a lot going on, but unfortunately I wish there was more going on, if you understand where I'm coming from.
I mean, I mostly agree with that. I wouldn't rank it as high as you did, but I do think that like I do think that this episode did a really great job of like really exploring, showing off the like other side of the galaxy and showing off all different life forms and stuff like that. I think I did like a really great job, and I wish they were like really like a lot more into it, because I feel like with, like some of the stuff which I did show here with like the tattoo electricity shop thing, and also all different alien races, I thought that was really great and amazing, and I just wish we only got like to explore and expand upon that just a little bit more, because I feel like there's a lot of stuff which they could really do here, especially with especially like we've got like alien dinosaurs, Federation, Fugitoids, and all this kind of stuff, and it feels normal. Like, they should really lean into it a lot more, but I would say that this episode was, I do also think that because, like I've been saying, that I don't really like enjoy the space episodes all too much, I would rank it a little bit lower than you, maybe a 6 or 7 out of 10, but it was, I did enjoy it a lot more than what I was expecting to. I'll at least say that. Yeah. Okay, so do you want to hear do you want to hear a trivia bit for this episode?
Let's hear it.
Okay, so on the Torpedia page, the only bit of trivia it says is that during the breakout, Raphael yells "spoon" while fighting a guard. This is a common catchphrase of a superhero satire star, The Tick. Yeah, did you hear that?
No, not particularly, no.
I only heard it.
I didn't realise what was going on with the prison scene.
Yeah, well, I only heard it and thought, that's kind of cool, but I wouldn't really say that's a trivia kind of moment. For some actual trivia, this whole thing with the prison stuff, this didn't happen in the comics. So in the comics, it was very bizarrely different. So as you've already read, like issue number 1, very dark and violent, and so different to like 2003 show. But in issue 5, they were in space, and that whole episode, or that whole issue was more taking place over episode 1 and 2 of the season. And then issue 6, which is going to be explores episode 4 and 5 of the season. It's so strange that this was the only new bit they like contributed to the whole story, and I feel like it's so vastly different, and also just because like, in the comics, like the Triceratons actually a bit more just actually trying to convince Honeycutt for like, oh yes, you know, like sort of going on and stuff. Oh yes, basically we want to build the teleport for peace and all that kind of stuff. And they're like very like trying to get him on board, but this one there's like, yep, no, you gotta work for us, so otherwise we're gonna kill your friends. Like it's very different. Okay, so for the cast for this episode, which I think you'll be quite surprised by for one person. Okay, so Donatello voiced by Sam Riegel, Future Troy voiced by Pete Zuristic, also known as Oliver Wyman, Leonardo voiced by Michael St. Nicholas, Michelangelo voiced by Wayne Grayson, Raphael voiced by Frank Frankson, we've got Commander Moser voiced by Dan Green, Zaramon voiced by Stuart Zagnit, the Triceraton guards voiced by Dan Green, Sam Riegel, Wayne Grayson, Raz, which I don't think got to see, but he was voiced by Carter Kaufat. Yeah, and we'll be looking into him in this second. We've got Rhinoc voiced by Eric Stewart, Sleeg voiced by Carter Cathcart, Triceraton Ezine voiced by Oliver Wyman, the High Council voiced by Oliver Wyman. So it's very stacked cast. So for Carter Cathcart, okay, he was in Pokemon, and it's some which you'll recognise from Team Rocket. So who do you think it was, or who do you think it is?
Oh no, really? Oh my gosh! So you're telling me that this voice actor was in Team Rocket?
Yeah.
Okay, Team Rocket. Oh god, I'm trying to remember it. Team Rocket. How could I forget Team Rocket? Jesse and James. There we go.
Yeah. He was James.
Yes. So it was James. Oh my god. Really? So the lead of the Triceratons was James from Team Rocket.
Yeah. You've also had Eric Stewart in there, who and he played Brock in Pokemon. You've got Stuart Zagnit in there, who also did the voice of Professor Oak. There's a lot of Pokemon stuff in this, to say the very least. And also, like, most of the, most of the people who worked on Turtles did voices on Pokemon. So we got, like, Taurus Sands, who did the voice of Angel. She did the voice of Bulbasaur. And, like, Veronica Taylor, who did the voice of April, did the voice of Ash. There's a lot of people like that who's just like, oh, you've done that? But yeah, I think that's basically the main thing he's been in. But yeah, he has done quite a lot. But
I would have never expected
most of it is
that,
just
to be honest.
Pokemon. Oh my god, he's done 716 episodes. Oh, and he's done Meowth? Damn, okay.
Meowth?
I didn't give this person enough credit. Damn, he's been in a lot of stuff. Wow. I mean, maybe just Pokemon, but I'm very surprised he's been able to keep up the role for as long as he has. Like James Meowth. Wow, that is honestly very impressive. I'm honestly a bit blown away by that. I mean, yeah, it's still scrolling through and mainly just Pokemon, but it's just wow. Okay, yeah, I'm actually quite surprised by that. So that's kind of cool. Yeah, okay. So for the next episode, which is called Tales in Space Part 4, The Arena. So what do you think is going to happen in that episode?
I think the Turtles are going to defeat, go against the Spaz? Not the Spaz.
Spasmosaur.
What's the name again?
Spasmosaura.
Spasmosaur. Are you sure? Are you saying
Yes, I am.
Are we sure we're getting this name right?
Yes,
are you sure?
It is correct. Yes, it is correct.
Because I don't want to keep saying it and not get flagged for it. So
it's basically Pokemon.
Okay, so this alien creature, then I think the turtles are going to go against it. They're going to fight against it, and they're going to defeat the Spasmosaur, and they're going to win. And then, of course, they're going to earn their freedom or potentially break out of the arena, and then try and find Honeycott from there. But of course, I can't think of how far they're going to go with it. So all I can say is that they're going to defeat the alien monster and try and escape the arena with potentially Honeycott by their side. So, but to be honest, I really can't piece together what's going to happen.
You're actually quite close to actually figuring out the episode. Well done. But it's that time of the show which you don't like.
No.
Who do you think is going to be starting this episode?
Okay, so let's see. Last week,
it's one of the turtles.
It was
I'll say that.
Right. So last week it was it Leo or Donnie?
Oh god. Episode 1 was Leo, episode 2 was Mikey, and today's one was Fugitoid. But also keep in mind that sometimes the turtles do also like say do the episodes twice in a row, along those kind of lines. So yeah.
Right. I'm gonna go. Now that you've said that, it's put the idea in my head that the Fugitoid is going to speak again. Dr. Honeycott's going to speak again.
I did say it was one of the turtles.
Okay. Oh, gosh, right, never mind. Let me restart that one. Damn it, you throw me off guard. I think it's going to be... Leo.
Well, you're a little bit off. It's Raph.
Raph was my first idea.
Yeah, so do you have anything else to say about this episode, or are you all done with this one?
To be honest, I think I've said everything that I've needed to say about this episode. I've enjoyed the prison. I've not enjoyed prison. I meant to say I've enjoyed the scenes in the prison. I've enjoyed seeing the new creatures and alien civilizations. No. I've enjoyed seeing the Triceraton capital and how they live in this giant spaceship-looking ice cream. But yeah, no, I really did enjoy it, minus some bits. But yeah, no, I think it's a really good episode. Not the best that I've seen because it leaves us at a cliffhanger, and you know I'm not a fan of cliffhangers, especially when it's a good one at least, because I always want to know what's going on, and of course when they do cliffhangers like that, it annoys me. So unfortunately we'll have to wait till next episode to find out. But no, I thought this was a really good episode.
Yeah, I have to say that this episode was a surprising one for me. I wasn't expecting it to be I wouldn't say as good as it was. I enjoyed it a lot more than what I was expecting to like it. There's a lot of stuff in this one which I feel like we've definitely changed a lot of people's minds about it with some things, and some things which I feel like we may get flagged for a little bit in terms of names, but it's not our fault technically. But so yeah, that's it for today, guys. If you did awesome, please share, like, subscribe, and all stuff. Goodbye, yo, bye.
Bye.